I don't shy away from politics, and I've been seeing some interesting videos popping up recently regarding the Green Party and reform. And a lot of you guys had some things to say about the video I made about the lady who says she doesn't like seeing black people on the screen. So let's watch this video. Very bit of satire.
Hi guys,
let's enjoy
we've got
it.
a really big problem. I've just watched the Green Party's new political video, and their new leader, Zach Polanski, is very normal. He's really worryingly quite normal. This is it. I just thought he was going to be another awkward weirdo like the rest of us because he opened with that cornflakes joke.
I remember I used to wake up with this hopeful feeling. Not like I was in a cornflakes advert or anything.
No, I was like, boom, lock in, we've got another socially awkward nerd on our hands. But then someone starts playing a piano. And I can't explain it, but all of the awkwardness goes away and I want to start listening to him. I know, honestly, it's freaking me out. There's this bit where he's talking about taxing the billionaires and he walks to the left.
They lay their heads on the pillows, just like us.
And then he just walks straight back to the right for absolutely no reason.
And when they wake up without working a third job.
That's the thing, I didn't think it looked weird. It didn't look weird, it looked compelling. Yes, of course he does that weird stare into the distance that all politicians do.
Beautiful neighbourhood could
You know, and he somehow made that look natural. Like when Keir Starmer did it, there was a kid that flew by on his bicycle, followed by his tiny little brother on a funny little scooter. Do you remember that?
We faced huge challenges as a family.
Didn't happen to Polanski, did it? No, he looked cool. He looked sexy. Genuinely, there's a bit in the video where Zach Polanski does a mic drop with his body.
It's obscene.
When he did it, I threw my phone on the ground and gave him a standing ovation. I can't explain it. We are in trouble, I'm telling you.
All right, well, that's quite interesting because by the looks of things, the Green Party are making a lot of waves and a lot of people are starting to sign up. I think they're seeing the most growth they've ever seen in like the past 30 years. And that Zach Polanski guy, especially with the New York mayor who recently got sworn in, that left-leaning politics, I think people are starting to get a bit fed up and they're looking for an alternative. And there's two alternatives, right? There's the reform side of things. Let's blame the immigrants. Let's blame those people. And then there's the left that I don't even think is that progressive or that crazy, but it's like, let's tax the billionaires, let's tax wealth, not normal working people. Let's do X, Y, Z. They're really trying to they're really focusing on trying to get people back to the place where they actually had disposable income that was going somewhere. You know, the price of everything is decreasing. They want some more stability because right now I think a lot of people are feeling the pinch, especially around the cost of living. And I don't like to use the term cost of living. I just feel like that's like a scaremongering phrase, but you know, everything's gone up. Like, let's not sit here and pretend like everything hasn't gone up. Prices of everything has literally gone up. So we can all feel that. And I want us to, and here's why these guys, when I say these guys, I mean the Green Party, are making moves and they're going to keep making moves specifically because reform are shooting themselves in the foot with some of their rhetoric and some of this stuff. So if you guys didn't know, someone that's associated with their party basically accepted bribes from Russia. So he admitted to accepting bribes from Russia, which is crazy work, by the way. So Reform's UK former leader in Wales has admitted taking bribes to make statements in favor of Russia while being a member of the European Parliament. So he took bribes from Russia to then go and support Russia in as a member of the European Parliament, and he basically spoke about them favorably. Nathan Gill from Langefni, I'm not even going to try and pronounce all that stuff, he pleaded guilty to 8 counts of bribery between 2018 and 2019. The politician took money from Oleg Voloshin, a man once described by the US government as a pawn of Russian secret services, and made speeches in the parliament, statements to a TV channel, and arranged an event with a pro-Russian politician. Gill will be sentenced in November, and his defense barrister said expected to be jailed. Okay, wow. The Old Bailey was told he was tasked by Ukrainian Oleg Voloshin on at least 8 occasions to make specific statements in return for money, and there's evidence of WhatsApp messages between them. Oh, yeah, these guys are in cahoots. Where now his only thing is he got caught. How many of these people in the Reform Party, or any party to be honest, I don't trust none of them, how many of them just haven't been caught? They've all done dodgy things, but they just haven't been caught. That's the question we got to ask ourselves. So excuse me, it's interesting, but this is not helping Reform's kind of a case, because I think that there's still so many people they've got to convince. Labour still has people that will probably support them, but the Green Party are eating up Labour at the minute, and the Green now are they've got to appeal to this section of people that are fully into reform. You know, it's all the immigrants, blame the immigrants, that's this and that. It's all 100% immigrants' fault. That audience is hard to tap into, but if they just did a bit of work and they looked at what type of people are in this Reform Party, they may view things a little bit differently. There's another reason why the Reform Party are going to find it very difficult to pick up some votes. And again, more reason why they're making it difficult for themselves is, I just had it. This one right here. Nigel Farage says Reform UK could cut minimum wages for young people and defends U-turn on tax pledges. Yo, people are already struggling. They ain't got no peas. They ain't got no bread. They ain't got no moolah. And you want to cut. You want to cut it. They want to cut minimum wage. Minimum wage isn't even enough as it is. And you want to cut it. Now, I'm not just going to take the headline. So let's read it. Let's see what he has to say. He said they could cut the minimum wage for young people, saying there's an argument that that is currently too high, apparently. Speaking at a news conference, he also said his manifesto promises at the last general election to bring in sweeping tax cuts were only ever aspirations and substantial tax cuts are not realistic. So this is what they do. This is why it doesn't matter who you vote for, because they'll tell you, yeah, you don't worry, no taxes, and then they'll tax your ass. Yeah, so don't listen to them. In a broader defense of his insurgent party, Mr. Farage insisted Reform UK is not a one-man band and he is building a team with expertise across a wide range of policy areas. The Reform UK leader made the comments in a speech at a news conference with journalists in the City of London, in which he pledged the party would be the most pro-business, the most pro-entrepreneurship government that has been seen in this country in modern times, which is a lie. Asked in a news conference afterwards if he believes the minimum wage is too high, he said there's an argument that the minimum wage is too high for younger workers, particularly given that we've lowered the level at which NIC, employers' national insurance, is paid to $5,000 a year. This is a reference to Chancellor Rachel Reeves's decision at the last budget to reduce the threshold at which employers start paying national insurance contributions from 9.1k per year to $5,000 per year. One thing that is blatantly obvious to me is that Reform don't really have clear policies just yet. And I think that that's one of their biggest problems. They are very good at riling up the country, riling up the patriots. They're very good at that. And it's a great strategy to build that support. Now, when it comes to the nitty gritty of, trying to win people's votes and get people to believe in you, we need to see some policies that we kind of feel we're supportive of that. Because let's read a little bit more, because that's important. Mr. Farage is also being accused of U-turning on the tax cuts he pledged in 2024, right? And key measures in the document, because he basically had a manifesto, included raising the minimum threshold of income tax to $20,000, raising the higher rate threshold from $50,000 to $70,000, abolishing stamp duty for properties below $750,000, and abolishing taxes on inheritance below $2 million. But speaking on Monday, he said, we want to cut taxes, of course we do, but we understand substantial tax cuts, given the dire state of debt and our finances, are not realistic at this current moment. Again, they sell you the dream and then they give you bullshit. And this is why I think he's going to have some issues fighting up against the Green Party at the rate at which the Green Party are growing. Obviously, Reform Party right now is probably, if there was a vote today, I wouldn't be absolutely gobsmacked if he won. It would be a nightmare for the country, but I don't think I would be like, oh, wow, he won. I wouldn't be shocked. I think now we need to see some policy from them. That's really what's missing. They have no policy, so we don't really know. Or they don't, even if they have policy, they don't lead with their policy. So that's the next thing to do. But I think with this stuff like this, and Reform UK and the ration stuff, they're going to lose out on the young vote. They definitely lost out on the young vote with all this minimum wage talk. They've lost out on that. Then they're going to now miss out on the people that don't like Russia, which I think there's a lot of people in the UK that, they have this belief that Russia's this evil country and everyone there is bad and blah, blah, blah. So I think that with those two things combined, Reform are kind of shooting themselves in the foot, because they've got all the momentum. They're the main party that people are even looking at. They get all the news headlines. If Nigel Farage is does anything, he's in the news. So yeah. I thought I'd do something a bit more political today.